Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing, 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 testing. Darkthorn, where are you? Ooh, I see us coming up live there. Let me see how I sound. It's not quite the same thing as hearing how everyone sounds, but hey, that's what happens once in a while. Testing 1, 2, 3. Oh, that's right. It works better if I turn on the speakers again. Duh. Testing. Well, I can hear me, but I can't hear Darkthorn, probably because he's not talking. Darkthorn, where are you? Hello. Got our intro starting here, so hang on.
If I bleed tonight, if I am sad tonight, I don't have a job to find. And if I work tonight, if I'm so tired tonight, I'll fall asleep when I'm home.
Hey, hey, and welcome to the DarkMom Consortium for February 5th, 2019, Land of the Extremely Poor Moms.
February?
Did I say February? Jeez! I shouldn't. It's a lovely day out there. It's April 5th. My bad, my bad. February. Hey, you know, it's probably because I was just wishing I had those 2 months back to work on getting ready for Vegas. But I don't. And I just spent a huge amount of money I wasn't expecting to spend today, which is depressing as all get out.
Oh,
I'm right here, Pi.
I understand that one.
Yeah. I had to pay my insurance for the school because that was over with today. That was $500 I wasn't expecting to spend, and paying for getting my taxes done for the school. That was another $250. The good news is we're supposedly getting some money back on taxes, so that'll be nice. And the other good news is this job may actually become permanent, so also good. No, I only just opened the wine, Pie. Goodness gracious. So it looks like we've got the old chat here.
The wine is working very well.
Oh, piffle. I just started it. So anyway, hi. How are you doing today, Pi? How are you doing today, Darkthorn? How are you doing today, Sav? Who else is out there?
I can give you stories, but I'm not going to, because I'm not going to complain on air about certain things that I shouldn't be. But the battle I talked to you about last night is still continuing.
Oh, goodness. Goodness.
Yeah.
Well, my life has been interesting this week. My job is not very fulfilling, so I kind of complained to the placement agency about it. They told my boss, and she's like, "You don't like your job?" I like my job, except I'm sitting there for 20 hours a week twiddling my thumbs. I've cleaned every office. I've reorganized all the file cabinets. I got nothing to do, and if I'm going to sit around for 20 hours while it's nice to get paid, I got other stuff I could be doing. So we'll see what happens. But they're very nice people, and the job's decent. It's just, But everyone's heard me moan and groan at my jobs before. So anyway, how are you doing aside from all that home stuff being interesting as always?
I'm doing pretty good. I still have to go do my model rocket flight today.
What's your model rocket? You mentioned it before, but I don't know what it is.
First contact day.
Oh, we need to go do that. I'm happy to go do first contact if you'd like to. Let me try and remember. It is my Klingon, though, who is on First Contact Day Patrol. I'm sorry, WC, I did not catch that before I changed tunes. My bad. WC just put something up and I didn't see the link fast enough. All right. Anybody up for joining us for a little... Oh, are you... Hold on.
I'm in Feds, so...
You're in
I'm gonna have
Feds,
to do this
yeah.
myself, clearly.
No problem. Let me see what WC has just given us there.
With the lime and the coconut, drink it on, doctor.
Let's see what this is. It's a 6. Oh, goodness gracious. I want you to know that I found at Walmart the other day little candles, and they had lime coconut candles, so of course I had to buy it. I found it amusing. Well, let me change to a different tune, and then I'll go rerun this on this tune later. Is this the tune?
You don't have to rerun on a Fed.
I can do it on a... Hold on. But if I do it on a Fed, it's going to go there. I have to do this on my Klingon. Can you jump? Yeah.
Well, we can queue up at the same time and see if we get lucky.
Hey, you know what? It's not a random, though. We could go private if we can get 5 people.
True.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, as far as I'm concerned, you just go AFK on it. I don't really...
Well, I'm fed now, so let's go ahead and do this thing. Let us
All right.
do this thing. You gonna team or shall I?
You should team. Everybody can see you teaming.
Okay, everybody. That would be you.
That would be me.
That would be you.
So nobody else is watching.
Well, I don't know who's watching. I have invited you to the team. Have you got...
I've accepted your invite.
Very good. I'm going to go ahead and queue us up for a little First Contact Day reenactment. And I will have to remember that tomorrow I have to run it on my Klingon.
Or you run it right after you're done here. 'Cause
No,
we're
no,
starting early.
no, because I won't get the doodad. The doodad's going to go to this tune. Think about it.
Is it only a count per day? I guess.
Yeah, for the doodad, it's 1 every 20 hours. So I can do it... Pardon?
Maybe you should just do the doodad on your Klingon and... I don't know.
Yeah, but then you'd have to do it on a Klingon, too.
If we're going to do it together,
Yeah.
possibly, yeah.
Yeah. That's okay. It's going for 7 days. I've got 2 on the other one, so... Hold it, today's Friday. Yeah, I can do it over the weekend on my Klingon and still get it. And I was going to do the 3 extra days on this tune anyway, so what's the diff?
Okay.
Why are my dogs being so pleasant? My dog has found a stick that's slightly bigger than the doorway and has managed to bring it in the house, out of the house, in the house, out of the house. Took it upstairs, almost tripped herself, and started to fall down the stairs. Not the sharpest stick in the bunch. Thank goodness, otherwise she'd kill herself. Let's see what Pi has found for us.
I'm still waiting to...
Yes.
For this to go wee-woo.
Shout if we go wee woo. Oh goodness, we have spinning Spock. Of course you found that Pi. This thing is still going flashy flashy. That's weird. It must really be full.
Really bad.
Ophelia, you can get the stick back. It's okay. The other dog is sitting right next to the stick. And it's warm enough that I can have the windows open, but too doggy that I can't. Wow, this is weird. This is taking a long time to queue up.
I know. Thinking about breaking the team and just going in myself. Getting it done.
Fine, do that. See if I care. I will leave this.
You will.
Yes.
I didn't say I'm going to leave the team.
Okay. That's all right. I can leave. You can run. I can run. We can talk while we're doing it. That's what we did yesterday. So I'm clearing our queues. I'm going to leave our team. We can both go run it.
No.
Yes.
Tim, let's back up.
No. No, no, no. You don't love me anymore. I'm heartbroken. I just also it was taking a long time. Okay, fine. I'll rehire you. There, you team up then. Fine. I will accept us. Go queue us up. So I woke up at 2 this morning and came online and was working on a dilithium grinding video at 2 this morning because God knows I've got nothing else to do in my life besides play video games. But you know, as I was driving home today, I was listening to Midnight's Edge and the discussion about some of the issues going on with the new Picard series. And it occurred to me, Star Trek Online is more fun than the series is lately. The series has got too much politics, too much behind-the-scenes stuff, that it's taking some of the fun out of it.
If any of this stuff is true, I mean, I saw something where they said one thing and then they turned around and said,
Oh no,
where they're blaming Fuller or whatever for everything, and then they said it's not his fault.
No, this wasn't that kind of politics. This was the toy manufacturers didn't like the preliminary layouts for some of the ships and stuff because they didn't think they could sell them. So it had nothing to do with anybody in the series. It wasn't the production company or anything like that.
That's always going to happen.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a big thing, so they're thinking about holding up production because if they can get a toy and figure set that they think will sell to the current Star Trek fans, that will make up for the costs of having to delay a month. So that's what they're looking at right now. Which I totally get.
That can be bad likenesses and things like that, but then again, we grew up on the Playmates figures, which barely look like the characters.
Yeah. Apparently it's the ships they really don't think are going to sell.
I don't know, I like the ships better than I like some of the other points.
But the model ships don't look very good in the model forms, is I think their issue. You know, they can look great on TV, but if they don't look good as a model that's being manufactured, people don't buy them.
I don't know. I mean, let's look. We saw in Vegas a QMX thing of the new redesigned Enterprise.
Yeah, well, all I can tell you is from what they were saying that
that looked good.
Yeah, but if it's not selling, if it doesn't have a big enough market, it's not going to make up for the price difference, and I get that. Boy, this is taking forever to queue up.
I know.
Has to be a lot of people playing it because it's such a short run. But Netflix is also saying they're not blown away with the initial premise, and so that was a while ago, and they'd like them to rework it. And again, as I said, that was a while ago, but they still hope to be in production by the end of this month, which means getting Netflix on board and getting the toy makers on board. Or deciding it's worth waiting. So it's not the same kind of internal politics that we were seeing with the Star Trek Discovery. I mean, it could be that too, but that sure wasn't what this was about. This was just about merchandising.
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 Where the real money from the film is made.
Yeah, it is. I'm astounded at how long this is taking.
Yep.
Wow. Tell you what, let's unteam just to see if we can get into it faster.
Okay.
Okay. I'll leave the team, yes. We are streaming, Pi. Why aren't you watching us? I can see us. We're right there. We should be...
When I did that by myself.
Fine, that's okay.
Immediately when I clicked it.
Oh, okay, so maybe teaming isn't working terribly well for this unless we come up with a full team, maybe?
That'd probably be it.
Let's see. Well, that's okay. I'll see how it goes here. First contact. Oh, yeah, I wee-wooed immediately. Okay, so there is something up with this.
And today I am blue.
I'm green. I'm so pretty. Wow, this is empty. We've got
Beaming in slowly.
green. There's a purple coming in. Still don't have a blue. We only had a red, a gold, a green, and now a magenta. And there comes our blue. So we have Kathla, Stefan, Nushna, and Loret Sodnan.
Shara John,
I'm blue.
and a Jimador named Kiki.
Kiki?
Kikhi. Kiki.
Kiki. Okie dokie. Kiki.
I mean, the best way to call it is Kiki.
Darn, I can't fire at my opponents. That would be fun.
5, 4,
28, 27, 26, 25. Go have fun. Flexing my fingers, seeing what's going on here. Got a little time to kill. Dun, 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 dun. What's going on here? I'll have some blood wine to start the day off right.
You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of the person from the Austin Powers movies. Yeah, if you ask me 3 times, I have to answer. Check each mouth 3 times.
Yeah, somebody was saying that earlier today, which I've never done.
I told you that yesterday.
Well, I meant I've never done it before. Until this suddenly new thing. It is not first thing in the morning, Mr. WC. It is, oops, apparently I did get something. It is 7:23 according to this clock, which is of course wrong because it's really 6:23.
You know, Mom, it's all about
the blood wine.
it's having a wine.
Hey. I got home. My husband looked at me and goes, "Would you like some wine?" Yes. Oops, I apparently found whole parts on the 3rd time through. Let's see what I got. I got some decent holes. Now I gotta get me some stabilizers.
I got me good stuff. I gotta get better stuff later. So I guess
Yeah.
I'm going to have to keep searching, but I either play the lottery of trying to re-engineer it all.
Well, there is that, yes. Ooh, I got engine parts. So I got me some green engines, some green stabilizers, and a blue hull. And apparently my desktop is on fire. Certainly not at my job.
I wonder what happens if you just let it burn.
That's a good question. I should find out one day.
Let it burn. Burn.
You know what I haven't seen this time is when there's extra parts you can go looking for.
I haven't seen any of those alerts for. You can get good parts from this person if you can find them.
Yeah, that doesn't happen. Oh, you were quiet on your volume, so let me turn you up. Why don't you say something?
La la la.
Yeah, you are quiet.
la,
Talk
la,
louder.
La 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 la.
You are really quiet today.
La 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 la.
I've got you up to full gain. That's as far as I can get you.
Well, perhaps I should start
Burn,
talking
baby,
like this again.
burn. Disco and fire. Inferno. I can't talk anymore. Hi there, Fifi.
Burn, baby, burn.
My children.
There's more stuff burning.
Whee! Back in the day, which was not that many years ago, maybe 10 years ago when I was writing a lot more than I write these days, I would stay up on Saturday nights until 4 in the morning because I found a station that played disco music from midnight till 4 a.m. and I would write to disco music. So if you ever wonder why
You
my...
need therapy.
No, not really. There's very little disco in my writing. It's just, you know, what the heck? What the heck? Have some fun. I don't know any place where you can listen to disco music. I'm sure there's some station that does it.
I've now found great engine, hull, and stabilizer parts.
I'm still with what I had originally. Ooh, and there's ants. No, there's spiders. Ed, I have the spiders here.
Spider Ed.
Spider Ed.
Does whatever a Spider Ed does.
So this one is a purple engine, if I can get my butt back up there in time. Hey, you know what we should do to celebrate First Contact Day? We should
What?
watch...
Today is First Contact Day, by the
Is it
way.
really?
So
Oh, darn it. We should have watched the movie getting ready for it. Because we could have done a nice... Oops, where the heck am I going? There it is.
10 seconds. I'm
lost.
not going to bother
There it
looking
is.
for anything else.
I got a purple engine. I'm good. But I still have 27 seconds left. Yeah, most people are already back here going, I got good enough stuff. They don't care. But yeah, I should have watched First Contact today just to...
Sweet Jesus.
Of course, it's not Sweet Contact year yet. That'll be interesting. I should live long enough to see First Contact year.
And then you'll be really disappointed.
Well, yeah. I mean, that would be pretty awesome. And if they came down on the right day, then you'd know that they'd been monitoring our communications. Well, the red lady didn't do anything. She's AFKing it. And it doesn't matter. Hi there, evil dog. As I said, she found this wonderful, nice green stick. And is hauling it all over the house. Reminds me of my sister's first dog, well, second dog. What was her name? Feisty. Feisty found a tree that had fallen over and managed to drag it home to my parents' house once. She was a
Now I must
feisty girl. That's what I want for dinner. I want ice cream for dinner. Well, I've got 2 purples and a blue now. Let's see if I can get that blue to purple. Nope. No such luck.
And everything's launching again. Very weird.
Yeah, that happened yesterday, too. Well, my green didn't do so good.
I won.
Ooh, congratulations. I'm in second place, but 2 people tied for first. And yeah, they're relaunching again. That happened yesterday. And then they turned invisible. Woo!
Yep. What sort of marks to pick up? I'm over 3,000 on everything now.
But are you over 9,000?
No, but I threw some batteries I had because I had to go do 3 Lucari alerts into the upgrade projects.
You have to do 3 Lucari alerts? What
I
the
did 'em.
heck? Oh,
I did
okay.
them. 3
Let's see.
advanced or elite.
I'd do a reroll on that.
I did it.
Oh, I'm sure you did. It's because you're awesome. I had Diddley and Squat for my endeavors today. I had Destroy Terran ships, so I did that first thing this morning. Deal Polaron ground damage, no problem. I got myself a nice little Polaron ship. And I had to defeat some captains, so I pulled up one of the Foundry missions to defeat captains, which was a lot of fun, and I used a Polaron weapon on it.
Mine was hull healing in space. Defeat Gorn on Nimbus. I used my machine gun. I machine gunned down 20 Gorn. And then complete Lucari 3 TFOs.
Wow. No, mine was a good one today, so I have no
Advanced or elite,
problems.
So I did 3 advanced ones.
That's nice.
It ended up being Draenor Gauntlet twice and Gravity Kills. But people actually did Gravity Kills quick enough that the ship didn't die.
Well, that's good. I'm going to reload Twitch here. So if you've been chatting with us on Twitch, we weren't getting anything on the chat. So I'm just reloading everything here.
I see Pi on Twitch. I see WC on Twitch. I see Lant on Twitch.
And see, none of them were showing up for me, so...
And I see me on Twitch.
Well, be that way. See if I care.
See, this is why I should be the one doing the actual broadcasting some days, because...
Well, you... Fine. Do it as much as you want. I don't mind. But you should be engineering if I'm doing the broadcast. So there, meh.
But I was doing my daily.
Okay. WC, regarding Voth ships and Voth capital ships, yeah, don't you love it when those things just sequence up so you can get at least 2 at once, if not 3? Makes for a good day. I think I will skip doing the Azure Nebula since we've got lots of stuff going on tomorrow for the fleet. Please don't forget, fleeties. Tomorrow is the raffle for the Styx Dreadnought, and we will be raffling it off during the fleet party, somewhere between 2 and whenever the heck we get done. We're also going to be doing some colony sims with Ed running them. So if you want to get yourself some marks and some provisions, awesome day to do it. Help feed the fleet project, because that'll be a big project. We're going to need over 1 million dilithium, and I think it's like 300,000 provisions of some sort.
For what's right now, we need like over 1 million dilithium for each one that's up.
No, we don't, do we? We didn't load the tier 5.
Upgrade renewable energy tier.
Hang on.
Upgrade renewable energy tier 5, 1.177 million, and then we got to do upgrade morale, which is going to be the same thing.
Yeah, upgrade morale is going to take us over to tier 5, so that's the big guy. But I didn't want to put this on for now because I don't have 2 ships to give away. Okay, so let's see what we're at. We have colony provisions, 166,000, so we're more than halfway on the batteries. And then we're almost halfway, nope, more than halfway on the lithium. That's gone up from 300,000 yesterday. We had 360 in there.
And we're going to have to get another of that level to do the next one.
Yeah, well, the upgrade morale 5 will take us up to tier, we'll take that to tier 5. What do we have after that?
That would be the ethical 3 of them, so yeah. Then we would have to have holdings, and it's not queued up yet clearly, but we're going to have to do, after morale, we're going to have to do infrastructure.
We got one, well, okay, yeah. No problem. We will get there. Once we got all 3, though, don't we still have the big one to go?
Then hopefully everything goes in. We get the colony upgrade all day.
Yeah, got a lot of projects going on here. What was that pie? I didn't see it. Get over here. WC, hang on. The colony provision should be getting auto-created. We'll check in a minute. Can anyone see this folder? I'll tell you in a moment, Pi. Yes, if that was a folder with something for Ed, yes, I can see it. Yes, Ed, Pi, I can definitely see that. The following preview has been found unsuitable for younger children. From Ed TV. That is awesome, Pi. Very nicely done. I like your sound effects too. He's got the Dolby music thing in where.
THX thing, yeah.
Yeah, it's so good. So good. So Ophelia is now taking this green stick, peeling off the bark on my floor, and leaving this pile of wet, slimy bark.
You may have to link me on that one because I was changing characters when that came up.
Oh, no problem. I'll put it back up here. In fact, I'll send it to you. via Discord. There you go. It's in the Discord if you can see that.
No, I can't.
Okay, then I'll send it to you on yours. There you go. You should have it on yours now.
I see it now.
Okay. It is very good. And Pi, I haven't done as many foundries as I'd like. I found a stack more today, but I'm about as burned out on doing foundry as I can be. So if anybody's got a favorite foundry that they like, let me know.
You know if it's... I see.
I found a stack today that I'd never seen. It wasn't pixelated on mine, Pi. And if people didn't notice it, well, the heck with them. It's very well done.
It gets a little fuzzy when I get larger, but that's all right.
That
It
happens,
works.
yeah. All right, so what I want to do since we were here today is, I know we had talked about doing something yesterday that we forgot to do, which is to talk about... Where did I put that? The DPS League. So for anybody who is out there in television land, DPS League has got a really nice way to address personal endeavors with some shortcuts. I know we were working on a spreadsheet, but I'm going to cheat and use a lot of their stuff. So let me go ahead and switch this over so everyone can see this. So this is from DPS League, and I'm going to scroll down so you guys can see what is DPS League Gold. If you're watching us in Discord, we can share the link, but can we share the link through OBS?
Not OBS. I think you have to do it in like the Twitch channel or whatever.
Yeah, but that's on a different computer, so the heck with that. You have to do that. You're over there. So anyway, DPS League.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Which means I have to now take a look for where you put it. Okay,
Yeah.
chat.
Well, you sent it to me. Anyway, they have a lovely breakdown.
I sent it to you, but I've slept since then.
Yeah. So they've got a nice breakdown on
other stuff up here since then.
space endeavors, ways you can do it more efficiently for different weapons, destroy targets, kill accolades, healing accolades, deal damage, defeat enemies. And a lot of these revert back to the Foundry missions, which are great. So for the next few days, we've got 6 days of Foundry left. Feel free to use those because they're really nice for doing some of those dedicated Kill 60 things. Now, that said, the reason I'm totally burned out on Foundry is I got up once again this morning to work on Foundry missions. I got into one for an hour and still couldn't get through with the whole thing. It was awful. And I should have known better. It's by the same writer who wrote the other two ones that I've considered to be awful. Awful, awful, awful. And I'm just kicking myself that I didn't do more earlier when these were up and start working on this. But I think we have 25 recorded at the moment. Let me take a look here on my cache of these. So I have a file called Foundry Raw. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. I'm going to do 3 more of the Purity series, possibly a few more of the... one more of the Future Shock series, and maybe a few more KDF ones. And I noticed that Puppet had done one, so I'm going to be very mean and just steal his and stick it on our site once we get going. But I think 26 of Foundry is going to be enough that people can appreciate what Foundry was.
And I did put up on, by the way, I did put the link up for...
Yay! So yeah, it's a nice little site. I'm going to go ahead and steal it, put it up on ours, or link it over to theirs or something so everybody can see those great ideas. And Aishi has added some awesome ideas, so hopefully we can put it all together.
That'd be good.
In my infinite spare time while trying to figure out how we're going to do Vegas. Ugh. Way too much on the plate these days.
Yeah, way too much time on your hands now.
Lordy, lordy, and not enough money. So, like, that's a new story.
And that's why, folks, we have a Patreon so that you can help us get all this stuff done.
Yep. But we got to push that a little bit harder, and we got to get more people involved in our website. So, folks, go find your friends and neighbors and make them watch this with you. Because that's the way we play. All right, so that's it for business today. We've both done some of our wonderful stuff with our daily mission. So what else shall we do today?
I don't know. I'm grabbing a couple things right now that I don't have.
Okay.
Like, for example, on one of my old characters, I did not have the Sunpeck Lightning.
How can you do that? A day without Sunpeck Lightning is like a day without Sunpeck Lightning. All right, so I got an email from Iron Man at Tomhawk77, who I don't know off the top of my head, but he managed to get an invitation to the party, but he doesn't know which tune he's got in our fleet. Does anybody know Tomhawk77 off the top of your head? Or am I going to have to get old school and actually do work?
No, might be in one of the subfleets too, which makes it even more fun.
No, I didn't put it out in anything except your subfleet, or excuse me, your fleet.
Which is kind of funny because you and I are the only ones who are really in that
Yeah,
fleet.
I know. So, of course, when that happens, that means that we have to go ahead and look at spreadsheets. Because I don't get enough fun looking at spreadsheets at work all the time. But let's take a look. Cryptic files. Star Trek Online. Live. There it is. And there we go, 405. Let's see if we've got Tomhawk in here. Yes, if you play this game, you too can live by the spreadsheet.
And die by the...
Yes. Providing it opens, that would be really nice if it opened. It probably did. No, it didn't. How amazing. Okay.
Alright, I now have claimed for my little Farscape inspired tune the Lorca outfit and the Thompson submachine gun.
Excellent, Smithers. Well, this is good. I can't make it open up. Come on, guys. It's just a spreadsheet. Oh, well, that's interesting. I will open it up later. Tomhawk, I will figure this out and get back in touch with you later today.
So she claims.
Yeah, so I claim, so I'm actually going to look. But if he's not in SSG, I don't know where he'd be in. And nobody's going, oh, I know who that is.
That's because the name does not jump out at me at this point.
Well, there isn't at Tomhawk 77 in the fleet, so interesting. Yeah, isn't this fun when Mom gets to go scrolling through pages upon pages upon pages
Scrolling,
of people?
scrolling.
Yeah, something like that. Tomhawk, where are you? And he didn't know which tune it was in the fleet either, or which fleet it was.
Well, that
makes it challenging.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if I had to think about it, I could figure out some of my tunes, but not all of them. Ooh, look at all those Borg Kings in there. Borg King must be pretty darn awesome. Well, I don't think he's a commander, because I would expect that I would know most of my commanders.
You would expect that.
I would expect that, yes. So I'll have to go look on my spreadsheet and find him. Oh, well. Such is life.
Very strange.
Maybe if I go and try and send him an email. Nope, not coming up that way. Oh, well. I will find him. Here he is. Wei-Yun, thank you. You are so awesome, Pi. Is that in Strike Group? Thank you very much. You are awesome. Just think, if you ever give up doing what you're doing for a living now, you can be a secretary and wade your way through all these things. Wei-Yun. Ooh, an ensign. Let's see what he's got here. Wei-Yun 11. So let's go ahead and talk to him right here. There he is. Okay, we got a message to him. Yay. Thank you very much, Pi. I appreciate all the help. I didn't even see him in there. I actually didn't send out party invitations to the KSG Pi because it is an SSG party. Actually, that's not true. I did send him out to KSG. Good point. He could have been KSG. But not everybody plays that. I mean, we have evil people who don't play Klingon tunes like Sav. No, she does now, though.
Saw plays Klingon, yeah.
Mm-hmm. She didn't for a long time. All right, what shall we do? I realize it's a Friday. It's a atypical day, but if this works out, if people are enjoying it, Fridays work with my new schedule.
May not work with mine at
Well,
times.
yeah, but you can cover Tuesdays when I have to work. I have to give up my day job. That means I have to give up my 6 monitors. No! No! I love your 6 monitors, Pi. I was telling everybody at work, because I only have 2 right now, and somebody says, you know, we could get it set up. You could do 4. But the way that our computers are set up, it's the weirdest darn thing, but you have a limit of 2 monitors. It's just not set up for anything bigger than that, and it's heartbreaking. I want 6 monitors, too. So, why don't we do something?
It is possible, okay.
Anybody want to join in for a, yes, Klingons are way cool. Does anybody want to join us, team up, and we can go do a random or something?
We can do that. I'm just working on something real quick.
No problem. As I said, we couldn't start on time because I had to get my insurance because it lapses at the end of the day. And given that I had a student have a pretty significant injury a couple of weeks ago, it's nice to have insurance. The thing is, though, she got hurt not doing anything. She just turned and she had her foot planted on the floor the wrong way and dislocated her knee. She had been sparring, and at that particular moment, she wasn't. So I'm hoping the insurance still covers her, because that's really important. Yes, so if you were watching mine, you just saw the fleet announcement come across that we've got a sim party going on tomorrow. Suppose I could go over to the colony every 20 hours and just collect whatever the heck we need, but yeah, we're going to have to dedicate ourselves for the next week or 2. Fortunately, I've got enough dilithium that I can take care of one of those so we can load up the big one. But what's it going to cost us to do the big upgrade? Do you know?
Way too much.
It comes up as a special project, right?
Yep.
Okay. I'm curious to see what we're going to have to put together for that one.
I'm sure it could be looked up, but...
Hey, guess what I'm doing right now? Looking it up. Okay, good. Colony projects, blah, 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 blah. I just want to see the super special projects. 2, 3, 4. Develop infrastructure, renewable energy. Upgrade colony. 5. Okay. Well, the first one's easy. 40,800 fleet marks. Piece of cake. Ooh, here's interesting. It's 2,142,000 dilithium. So that's going to change our baseline. Either we have 200 tickets or we change the cost. 341 non-civilian duty officers. 38,250,000 energy credits. 306,000 colony ore, colony batteries, colony luxury. We got our work cut out for us, guys.
Apparently so.
Holy schmoly. But we're going to make it worth your while, she says. Leaving it at that. Details to come out at the party.
Yep. I have to remember how.
So yeah, you want to be at the party, but I will make an announcement in the system so everybody can see things. No problems there.
Yep.
Yeah, we actually sucked everything up off the coffers. WC, we have pretty much denuded everything, so we need to do those Sims this weekend to kind of refill that. I think we'll be doing Sims for a little while. But
That is because we suck.
Pi, do I owe you an email with a list of the titles and the authors? Is that what you're nudging me about? Yeah, I figured it was. It's actually on my list of things to do tonight. It was one of the things after I got the insurance renewed and after I ran the rent check over to the landlords, because that was kind of important. I forgot that was due today. But that's done too. So the important stuff is done. Of course, now I have no money left, but that's a minor detail.
Yeah.
And of course, I was sick this week, so I've got one day less of work. This was not a good week. Yes, you are next on the list, Pi. You're number 3. I'm sorry. Actually, WC, while the party's... Hold it. It doesn't start at 3 a.m. your time, does it? Does it really? It's 2 p.m. here. I thought it was... Yeah, well, but we'll be running a little bit. I thought you got up at like 4 in the afternoon my time. Tax returns, yay, that's always sweet. I like tax returns. We're actually getting some money back this year. What did I put down for the event then? Maybe I need to switch that up.
Maybe you do.
Maybe I do. Oh, well, I didn't put it on for 1:30 p.m. on April 6th. I thought I put it on for 2 p.m., but okay, whatever. 1:32. It'll work. Don't worry about it. We will be running for a while, and if you can't join us, well, we'll be there later in the evening. Yeah, I understand that, Lucy. Being self-employed means you pay the taxes because nobody else is going to. Here in the States, you pay your share of the tax and you pay your employer's share. So that's 13% off the top plus your income tax. So income tax for feds and income tax for state. I usually calculate it's about 25% off the top for unemployment or for self-employment, which is lovely. But of course, I've never actually run a profitable business. I'm very good at running unprofitable businesses. I'm excellent at it.
Yep.
What is your income tax there, Pi? Go ahead, tell us.
And I'll be right back.
Sure, no problems. I have, oh, that's not bad, 39%. But see, you've got subsidized other stuff where in the States, anything you want beyond that is still totally on you. So I still have to spend a huge amount of money. Yeah, tell me about it. I have to spend a huge amount of money on my own insurance for healthcare, if I want healthcare. How long is a piece of string? I'm lost on that one, WC. How long is a piece of string? Neutrino, they're not giving Uncle Sam interest-free loans. They're not here. They're over there. I'm giving Uncle somebody else interest-free loans. Well, we need to do something. I know I've been saying that on and off for the last 10 minutes, but we should do something as soon as Darkthorn comes back.
Greetings.
Hey! Hi, how are you?
I'm fine. I thought rather than trying to explain that over text, I'd just pop in.
That makes sense. So how long
yeah.
is a piece of string? I don't get it.
That's okay. That might just be an Australian expression. It means it really depends. Yeah, with our tax rates, we've got a tiered tax rate, so it depends on how much you earn. Then it depends on whether you have children or dependents or that kind of thing, because then there's, money back and money forth. And what else do we have? Oh, I want batteries, don't I? I want the other direction. Then, because I run my own business, I collect and then pay GST, which is sales tax.
Oh, yes.
So my tax bill becomes a lot bigger because I have to hand that over. Once I've got my business back in where it should be, then I'll be able to just have a bank account where I shuffle the sales tax component every month.
In this state, we only have sales tax if you sell a tangible thing. And since my businesses are services, both my businesses are services, I'm not subject to sales tax unless I actually sell a thing, which is one reason I don't sell things.
Yeah, well, we've got, it's called goods and services tax, which is like the British value-added tax. Welcome to Star Trek Online, where we talk tax systems.
Yeah, I know. But you know what I love about Star Trek Online is the fact that you're over there in Australia. Pi's in Denmark? Pi, you're in Denmark, aren't you? Neutrinos here in the States, Sav's up in Canada. We're all over the world, and we get to still talk about stuff that, while not necessarily being Star Trek, is still relevant to us as people. Whether it's politics, and everyone here is gracious enough that we can talk politics and understand that everybody's got an opinion, even if it's wrong.
I read something somewhere, I can't remember what paper it was I was writing. We were told, the question of politics came up, and there was an expression, I can't remember exactly how this researcher put it, but it was along the lines of, politics is the argument over the unknown future. Yeah, that's actually really well. And it was lovely. It was basically saying, we don't know what's going to happen. There are unknowns, and we're trying to come up with the best way of approaching it, even though we don't really know. And if you look at it that way, then yeah, we can have big arguments or big passionate discussions about politics, but everybody can then be gracious enough to know that we don't know.
Oh, yeah. Well, gracious is not an attribute we see often enough in our world right now.
No. Anyway, so with the GST, the goods and services tax, it's supposed to be all terribly simple. And I do say supposed to be. If you have a birthday cake,
yes.
So if you buy a birthday cake, if you go to the supermarket and just buy a plain cake with no icing and no candles, then that's not subject to goods and services tax because that's just a plain baked product. And it's considered, there's no service put into it as such, it's just a staple. However, if somebody takes icing and writes happy birthday on the top, then it attracts 10% GST.
That's crazy.
Yes.
That is crazy. I realize it's goofy here too, in that if you're on welfare, you can get X amount of dollars or credits every month towards the basic survival things you need, but you can't get diapers for your kids. What the heck? Basic things. I will read that in depth in a few minutes, Pi, but one of the things I absolutely loved when I was in Germany and in Sweden was sitting down for our morning and afternoon coffee and cake and chit-chat and all that lovely stuff. It was so nice. Though I will say I did that a lot in Australia, too, though we had, I don't know what the term is. It's scones with cream and strawberries.
Devonshire tea.
Devonshire tea, thank you. Oh my God, that was good. My friend Heather drove me off into the middle of God knows where, somewhere near where you are, and just to get this. And it was so good, I just wanted to lick the plate. It was obscene. Butter and strawberries and whipped cream and really delicious buttery scones.
And those scones are difficult to make.
Mm-hmm. They're so much better than mine. Oh, and my scones are
They're-
dry and nasty. These were heaven.
Yeah, there's a real trick to them. I haven't made them, but the one thing I've read in everything about them is that if you don't have the knack,
Yeah.
they turn out dry or they turn out rubbery.
Yep.
They're one of those things that the less you work it, the better.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what everyone says, and you should only work it with your fingertips because you don't want the butter to melt. You want to use the butter for leavening as well as flavor. Oh,
Yes,
Pi, I am so
I've-
coming over to visit you. I have to go visit WC too. I've got some vacations to take. Good vacations, expensively fun vacations. My last really great vacation was in order: London, Singapore, Sydney, Melbourne, back to Sydney, over to Queenstown, New Zealand, up into the Fiordlands in New Zealand for a week hiking, back to Sydney and staying with my friend for a week. That was a vacation. Back to Singapore, back to London, and back to Chicago.
And how many weeks did you need to recover when you got back?
Actually, I came back amazingly good because the flights back were a grand total of 40 hours. So I was just completely messed up, and one good night's sleep, and I was back on something akin to a schedule. Oh, Pi, let's go there. He sent me this awesome picture of all these beautiful torts and cakes, and oh, la glace. Yes, yes, indeed. I want one of each of those pie. Yes, 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 yes. Yeah. No, I love taking wonderful vacations. I will say Brooklyn was awesome. It was a little different because we were there for 3 weeks as opposed to traveling all over for 3 weeks. And that was actually kind of harder to deal with coming back because I was off by 2 hours and had been working every day while I was on vacation. Oh no. Somebody has the USS Ether Bunny as their ship right in front of me. So very good.
Oh, that Le Glacé link. That reminds me very much of afternoon coffee with my grandmother and great aunts. They would always go, or seldom would they stay at home for that. They'd go out to a cafe.
Yeah.
And Germans and cakes.
Yep. Yep.
And you just have these cafes. You don't have that in Australia because the population's just way too small.
Yeah.
Where the cafe was open in the morning,
Mm-hmm.
then it would close for lunch because they didn't do lunch, and then it would open in the afternoon, and the only thing that they served was cakes and ice creams and coffees and hot chocolates, and you'd have these huge display cases full of cakes like that.
Oh my God. There actually is a old style European cafe like that in Chicago. And I see it every now and then on the Food Network when they're doing the best of certain places. One of the critics loves this cafe. And it's just old school European. You get a nice kind of strong coffee and a slice of cake. And yes, it's $12 here too, Pi. It's not that bad there. But it's so good.
Worth it.
Pardon?
It's definitely worth it.
Definitely worth it, yes. My sister.
German cakes.
Oh, yeah. I like German cakes and, in fact, European cakes a little bit more than a lot of American cakes because they're less sweet. They're rich and they're decadent, but they're not sugary sweet for the sake of being sugary sweet. And so it tastes like you're just getting more flavor and less sugar.
Well, yes, you use the you have to use a certain amount. Do you do a lot of baking?
I do a ton of baking. I'm a very good baker.
Okay, so for people who don't know, in a cake you have to use a certain amount of sugar to flour to butter because otherwise it doesn't work.
Mm-hmm.
But in the German style, you use the least amount of sugar. You don't load it up because it's like a dessert. Ooh, what was that?
That was me going, okay, to my husband because he just said dinner's in 4 or 5 minutes. Ooh.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so the way to think of it is that like a dessert is not something that needs to be sweet. It doesn't need to be sickly.
Mm-hmm.
It needs to freshen the palate to get rid of all of the savory. That's all you're really wanting to do.
I understand that, yes. The thing I liked most about European cakes, though, was during the summer, because when we were in Germany and Denmark and England, we're so far north that the sun is up quite a bit later. And so we would wind up staying up from like till midnight or 1 in the morning down at the center of town, either having cake or ice cream and just sitting there and enjoying life, which is not what we do here. We're much more spread out in the States and very less centralized.
I've heard that about France as well.
Oh, France. Oh my God, the food's so good in France.
If you go to a restaurant for lunch and you're up and out of there in an hour and a half, they think that you didn't like the food.
Yeah. We were having dinner. We'd rented an apartment in Paris, my son and I, 2 years ago. And so we were eating at the local restaurants, and we ingratiated ourselves to the restaurateur because we ordered steak. And he looked at us and he's like, "How do you want it done?" In French, of course. And I know how I like my steak done. I said, "Au bleu." And he's like, "Okay, we are on."
Blue flash?
Yeah, barely cooked, so the outside is seared, but the inside is cool.
Wow.
Yeah, it's very French, and they are so not used to Americans doing that. They're used to Americans cooking things to death, and I do not like steak cooked to death. I like steak.
No.
I like it if I don't like beef in particular, but if you're going to do it, you take the steak from the cow and you run through a warm room and you put it on a plate.
I wish I could cope with that, but I just can't. I can manage medium rare. I've actually gone down one. It used to be only medium, but well done steak, why bother? By that point, you might as well just have a hamburger or something.
I agree with you on that one.
You're disrespecting the cow that died for it.
Yeah, no, I don't do that anymore. I will have a good piece of beef rather than a lot of crummy beef, and if a cow's going to die for me, I wish to savor its presence. But speaking of cow and delicious food and the fact that we are not running any missions, I'm going to go eat dinner. So we're going to put a short end to this tonight. Darkthorn has logged off, and I've got my husband yelling at me for meals. So on behalf of the DarkMom Consortium, I want to thank everyone for coming on tonight. It's been great to see you all. I will be back in game in about half an hour. So thank you, WC. Thank you, Neutrino. Thank you, Darkthorn. Thank you, Pi. Thank everybody, and we'll talk cake another day. Bye-bye.
Bye.